Hey, everybody. Welcome to my live stream for February 2026. So, this is the second Saturday of the month, and this is when I go live, second Saturday of every month. So, today is we're going to be sipping some single barrels, some single grain whiskeys. Sorry, some single grain whiskeys. We'll be back next month in March. Be back to doing the normal sipping samples on Saturday. Definitely have some samples that people have been waiting for me to try. Uh, Alex, a guy I work with, is one of them. So we'll try that next month, I think. So, but yeah, let some people roll in here. I'll talk a little bit. This is Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2026. This is not a Valentine's Day stream, not a Valentine's stream, I should say. But probably some people doing those. Yesterday was Friday the 13th. There were definitely quite a few Friday the 13th streams that people did yesterday. I will say that I broke my second ever Glencairn yesterday. So Friday the 13th, go figure. But yeah, I'd only broken one ever before, and now I've broken two. So I hope that doesn't keep up. All right, let me look at the chat here, see who's been here already. Marty Whiskey Nose was here early, left a note. I don't know if he's back yet or not. Dave Vogelsang's been here recently. I see Eric Mays. Welcome, Eric. There's Corey, CJP Bourbon popping in. You guys, let me highlight some of you guys. There was Eric. Here's Corey. Yep. Thanks, Corey. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think my wife's downstairs watching the Olympics. So been watching a lot of those myself. So been having fun with that. It only lasts a couple, 2 weeks or so. So, and there was Dave. He's actually, he's still here. So, well, no, actually, there he is. I just highlighted him. I don't know if he's still here or not. I'm sure you are. Peter White, welcome, Peter. Cheers. All right, so single grain whiskeys. It's hard to find a definition for that. Whenever you look that up, the word single is usually used to mean distilled at one distillery, especially in Scotland. You talk about single malts, single grain over there. Single means one distillery, the legal term on it. So, but what I'm using the term single grain today is one grain in the mash bill, and that's it. Not really much of a mash bill, just a single grain distilled into the whiskey. So I've got a handful here that we're gonna be doing. I've got a Alberta Premium. I know that's washed out a little bit in the light, but this is a cask strength rye whiskey. This is batch 2, which comes in at 132 proof. And this is 100% rye with the grain on it. That's the only grain in there is the rye. And Gerald Romine, welcome, Gerald. Good to see you. Next one I have is JT Mellick out of Louisiana, and this is 100% rice whiskey. So that's the only grain that goes into this. This is cask strength. And this comes in at 124.7 proof. So this happens to be a single barrel also. Actually was a pick, and it is a Bourbon Judge pick. So this one's a single barrel, cask strength, 124.7 or whatever I said, 132 proof on the Alberta Premium. So this guy is not a single barrel. It's a batch product. Next one I have here is Jimmy Red. This is 100% corn whiskey, and this comes in at 122 proof. And this is also a single barrel. And this was another pick by Rarebird 101 in his group, the Russell's Renegades. So I've got a 100% corn whiskey, 100% rice whiskey, 100% rye whiskey. And then the last one I've got that I'm going to sample is a Westward single malt cask strength 125 proof. And this was a sample that someone sent me. I have to apologize that I'm not 100% sure who sent me this, and I definitely keep better notes on things now. I put samples into baggies and put names on them, and I keep them all very well noted nowadays. But I've had this one for a while. So if you recognize your handwriting there, the tape on there with your handwriting, let me know if you sent me this. I have a couple of guesses. Another one that came with that same sample was a Bernheim straight wheat whiskey that he sent me. So whoever sent me these, let me know. So this straight wheat whiskey, this Bernheim straight wheat whiskey, is not 100% wheat. I mean, it is 51% wheat, so it's a straight wheat whiskey. But I don't have 100% wheat whiskey. I've got 100% malt, 100% corn, rice, and rye. So, but that's what I've got. Now, so Corey's sitting there saying he needs to go ahead and buy one of those. JT Millick, Judge is good. Absolutely, it's good stuff. There's Independent Joe. Hey, Joe, good to see you. Happy Valentine's Day. And Richie Z popping in here. I hope I haven't missed anybody up there. Cheers, Dave and Whiskey Friends. Yes, absolutely. Hey, Richie, good to see you. So I've got these poured already. I've got them on a wheel here. I'm going to mix them up here, spin around. I got a little wheel spin here. So I bought this a while back, but haven't really used it yet. But get these guys mixed up. Now, yesterday, anybody who's watched my channel, yesterday I released a video on a New Riff single malt, American single malt whiskey. So I was planning on having that in this monthly live, but realized that was so smoky. It's got some peated malt in there, and it's so smoky that I'd be able to tell it apart right away. So I'm going to do these blind. I'm not going to know what's what, but I'm just going to go through and rank these, or not necessarily try to guess what's what. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. We'll see. But yeah, that New Riff was definitely a standout with that smoke. So I had to abort that and find another one, and I found this Westward sample that I had. Now I said in that New Riff video, if you watch it, I said that was the very first American single malt that I've ever bought. And I realized I was scrounging around today. That's not true. I actually have a Jack Daniel's single malt, American single malt, finished in Oloroso sherry cask. So this is the very first American single malt I've ever owned. Now I got this from a Northwest Bourbon. Mark, Northwest Bourbon, picked this up for me year and a half ago, and I guess I got it about a year ago. It was the very beginning of last year I got this, and this is 100% malt, just like my sample here that we're sampling, but this is not cask strength. This was only 90 proof. So with all these other ones being, 100, what we got, 122, 125, 132, 124. So these are all in the 122 to 132 range. I figured this 90 proof would definitely stand out, so I didn't put it in the mix. So just got these 4 samples over here. That's what we've got. So all right. See, Dave Vogelsang's back. Awesome. Gandy Road has popped into the chat. Let me see his initial chat up here. Cheers, everyone. Yep. Good to see you, Ron. I see Chris Tats scrolled by somewhere. There we go. I don't know if that's your first one or not there, but good to see you, Chris. I know you and Lilith are over here in the States. I think you're down in the Carolinas right now, so I hope you're all having fun down there. Josh Fritz, cheers, Joe, Dave, so saying cheers, everybody. Good to see you, Josh. Welcome. And there we go. Richie saying the 60 milliliters with purple tape look very familiar. The 60 milliliters. Oh. Yeah, it's not purple tape though, Richie. It's I thought it was actually it certainly looked like it was just Scotch tape to me, and I'm pretty sure that's what this label here is maybe Scotch tape of some sort. But when I pulled, I haven't opened this one. It's got the wrapping on there. When I pulled the wrapping off this one, it was kind of a rubbery thing. So yeah, I don't know, but it's not purple. So all right, World's Worst Bourbon Channel. Howdy, how you doing, Gary? Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so I'm going to get these just mixed up here a little bit more. Get them pulled off this wheel and start going through and tasting them. These are all high proof guys. So, I mean, like, so we're in the 122, 132 proof range. So, yeah, hopefully this won't do me in too quickly. The color on them is not all exactly the same. You can tell this one is definitely looking a little darker than the other ones. Maybe this one's the second darkest. So, that's not a dead giveaway on what's what, but we'll see. All right, let me go through this first one here. Lavender. So Richie, when you talk about the purple top and the lavender, do you have a guess on what's what there, or who sent me that maybe? All right, so this one is it's not choking me up on the nose, so the proof point's not overpowering with the ethanol or anything. But it let me get a sip of water again. See, I might have scrolled up and I might say scroll down there. There we go, Richie. You sent those two samples. Awesome. So this is a Richie Z sample here. So the Westward single malt cast strength. So and you sent the other one too. Yeah, like I say, I had a couple of guesses who they were. I must say that you weren't one of the guesses. So I definitely need to. I've been very much more meticulous keeping track of these things lately. So appreciate it, Richie. So this is your sample. Awesome. Chris Tads, keep us all informed in the chat about goings on and what y'all up to, what y'all been doing, how much fun you've been having. I see you've got a note there about bottle share tomorrow, so I will. I'll check that text out and see what's going on. I think you're all back in. I'll check it out. I think we're in Northern Kentucky. I don't know if that's where you're going to be again, or if you're going to be somewhere closer to Louisville. All right, so this one. I'm not picking up anything unique on the nose. Definitely doesn't smell like a bourbon. Doesn't smell particularly malty or woody. But yeah, it's a nice nose. I can't put any notes to it yet. Let's go to the second glass. Oh, now this one's different. Once again, the ethanol is not overpowering, which is good for these higher proofs. I was going to say bread, some sort of bread at first. And it could be a bread, but it's not a baked bread. It's like an unbaked bread. Almost borderline Play-Doh nose, which I've gotten Play-Doh before. I'm not getting the saltiness on this, but it's almost like a dough. So interesting. Yeah. Third one here. Different once again. Some sweetness on this one. Richie was saying the Westward is great, which that's one he sent. Joe was saying something. I click on the wrong thing there. Pick is on its way as well. Oh, to Gary. Yeah, Joe. I realized after last month's stream, my January stream, I did a bunch of light whiskeys. I had Gary on the stream, cracked open his Evernorth light whiskey essence bottle there. I realized after the fact that I had your Onyx and Amber bottle, um, which has some light whiskey in it, which would have fit right in on that live stream with all the light whiskey samples. Or they weren't samples; they were just glasses, or I was sampling. But unfortunately, I didn't think about it at that time, so I missed it. Yeah, this one's sweet. Does have just a tinge of ethanol going up my nose. It's not choking me up. It's not overpowering. It's got more going on the nose than the other ones. Thinking that might be the JT Mellick already, but we'll see. The JT Mellick's sneaky. You put it in a blind with bourbons and all that, and it doesn't stand out. I mean, it sneaks right in there and plays right along with everything else. So, all right, this fourth one, last one. All right, this has some maltiness on the nose here, so. Yeah, so that smelled like a nice malty single malt. So we'll see if that's what that is or not. I don't know that any of these, the Jimmy Red, the Alberta, or the JT Mellick are finished. I mean, they're all just done in new barrels, as far as I know. The Westward single malt, I'm guessing is finished in some sort of barrels. I don't have the information on that. Didn't look it up, but I don't know if they're bourbon barrels, or if there might be some other things like sherry or anything like that. So, all right. Richie's asking if anyone else has anything poured tonight. Dave, drink water right now. We'll start in about 45 minutes. All right. We'll see if we're still on. My lives have been going right around 2 hours. I haven't been clocking them. The first few months, I was trying to hold them to an hour, and I was going about an hour and 20 minutes for my first 2 or 3, 4 lives. And there's David Bays somewhere. I see a cheers. Oh, there we go. Cheers, everyone. Hey, Dave. Good to see you. There's Neo, Thomas Anderson. Cheers, everyone. Good to see you. Yeah. So, but my last few live streams have all gone over a little over 2 hours. So 45 minutes should still be here, Dave. So, all right, we're gonna go through and get these a taste now. I wish I could put a name to this note. Wow. Definitely very, very spicy, very hot on the taste on this one. The nose wouldn't tell you that. This is what you're, oh no, this is what Peter White's sipping. 100% oats goats from Gretzky's distillery. 126 proof, very much the same as JT Malik and very bourbon-like. Okay. But it's oats and not the rice. Okay, interesting. Peter, where's Gretzky's distillery located? Is it in Alberta, perhaps, or not? Not surprised he has a brand. I didn't know he had a distillery though. All right, this first one definitely spicy, definitely hot. But what's very surprising to me is how drying it is, how oakiness. It's very oaky. There's definitely a wood influence here, and I think that's what's going to show here with all these different grains. I know everybody, bourbon. They're always talking about all the different mash bills and all that everything, but I think the barrels are really. I think everybody knows the barrels is where all the majority of the flavor comes from. I mean, if you put all these things in here, they're just distilled with a single grain, and yet they all come out somewhat similar and all that. Then obviously the barrel is the main influencer there. The Niagara region in Ontario. Okay. So a lot farther east. So, and my Gretzky knowledge is very poor, but I asked if it was in Alberta because I, for some reason, thought that he played for Alberta, but that may not have been true at all, and he might have played for multiple different Canadian teams. So here's Independent Joe sipping on Redemption 18. And is that a new release there, Joe, or is it something that's been out for a while? I haven't been keeping up with Redemption very much. And Thomas Anderson sipping on Baumberger's 2025 release right now. So nice. Yeah, so I have that bottle. Neo, I haven't opened it. I got a 2024 Shanks and I got a 2025 Baumbergers. So have both of them sitting on the shelf unopened, but definitely plan on cracking into them at some point. So, all right. So Joe's saying that this Redemption 18 is pretty new, 2025. Yeah, it makes sense. I think several years back, the Redemptions were not that old. Obviously, they weren't 18. They were more like 10, 12 years old and all that. So now here we are, probably 5 years down the road, and they've got 18-year-old. All right. So Glass A, spicy, oak drying on that. So Class B, cheers. Yeah, I would say this one that I said was like a dough, almost a Play-Doh. This is probably my least favorite nose of the four. Let's give it a taste. Ah, he's from Ontario. Perfect. Joe's saying the Redemption is good. Very good. The Jimmy Red is 122 proof. 122 proof, and this is 100% red corn. So I know they have some wheated releases and stuff like that, but this one's a corn release. So I got to quit smelling this one because the nose is throwing me off. The taste, there was nothing off-putting about the taste, but the nose is slightly off-putting to me. I actually do get a little bit of that taste on that I got from the nose on the taste, but it's definitely not as hot as the first glass. And it wasn't as spicy either. There is some spiciness there. A little bit of perfume or potpourri or floral something crossed my palate there also. So this guy's definitely the weird one in the batch right now. So yeah, I think out of all of these, like I say, I don't have 100% wheat to throw in this offering. I just had these 4 grains. I have some other 100% corn whiskeys. I know I've got a Hardin's Creek, the Golden Origins. I can see it sitting over there. I think I have I've got a Dancing Goat 100% corn also, but it's finished. So I definitely have some other 100% corn whiskeys, but this one is absolutely the most bourbon-like. I mean, it's in fact, this is bourbon. This is a straight bourbon whiskey, 100% corn, which just means that the proof on it and if the distilling and aging and bottling was all in the right range, and it was aged in new charred oak barrels. So this Jimmy Red is bourbon. I don't think any of my other corn whiskeys are bourbon. So, but this is the only bourbon I have on the table. So this is obviously a rye. This is a rice whiskey, and this is a single malt. So definitely don't have any other rice whiskeys. I do maybe have another 100% rye or 2 around. I didn't dig around too much. There's certainly a lot out there. I know, places like Colorado or Stranahan's, and I mean, there's some other Canadian ones also, but there's several 100% ryes available. I think what's the one in New York? They might have done no, they did 100% corn actually. Sorry, not the rye. Whatnot in yes, I'll forget that one, but the one in Washington State. What's the distillery out there in Washington State? They definitely have 100% rye out there. Definitely a lot of 100% rye is out there. Oh yeah, Cedar. Oh no, Cedar Spirits. Cedar Rapids. Maybe this is it. Cedar Springs. I picked 100% oat whiskey from Red Cedar Spirits. Okay, Oatlander, made in the East Lansing, Michigan. Okay, yeah, I don't have any 100% oat whiskey, so oats would have been neat for this, obviously. But But yeah, but the one in Iowa, the Cedar Rapids or whatever that is in Iowa, they have some 100% offerings there. So definitely have a single malts, but I think they have some others. So. Mm. Third one is absolutely the best of the three so far. It's got some sweetness. It's got some great spice. It's got some oak on there, but it's not overpowering or dry. You can feel it. I mean, that tastes like a bourbon, and it's very nice. It's got a little bit of heat. It's not overpowering. Hmm, that's nice. Of course, I do have a bourbon on the table, so perhaps that's the Jimmy Red. Delicious, delicious. Cedar Ridge. There we go. Thanks, Dave. I kept saying Cedar something, Cedar Rapids. Cedar Ridge, that's the one. 6 year, 100% oat whiskey right now. Very tasty. Nice. Corvair, they had an oat whiskey called Outrageous. I do remember Corvair. I didn't know they were gone. They were the ones that they had like the outline of like three guys standing there. I mean, they were like in suits or something like that. Um, Definitely remember those. That I believe Frey Ranch has 100% oat whiskey also. All right. Wow. So there's a lot of talk of oat whiskey out there, which I've never had an oat whiskey. So I don't know if I've had a blend mash bill that had oats in it. Definitely have had some 4 grain, 5 grain blends with some odd stuff in it, but I don't know if oats has ever been in the mix. Yeah, Richie's saying, yeah, that's the right label. Yeah, I definitely remember it. Yeah, like I said, I didn't know it was gone, but I never bought any or anything. So, all right, what did I say about the nose on this one? I think I said this one was malty at first, but I'm not necessarily getting that now. So let's go ahead and give it a taste. Cheers. Mm, very sweet. As far as out of these four, this is the sweetest one on the front. Good spice in the middle there. Yeah, delicious. A bunch of craft distilleries in Ontario with a bunch of oddball whiskeys. All right. Probably a lot of them stay up there and don't even make it down here. Joe's saying Quaker Oats is great for fighting the diabetes. Diabetes. I'm not even saying that right, but trying beat us. Hmm. That was nice too. So these last two are definitely enjoyable sips for me. So the noses are great, and the taste is great too. So Yeah. Don't even make it out of the province center distillery only. Yeah. Usually distillery only. So not a surprise. All right. So these two I really enjoy. I think this one my least favorite on the nose and the taste. I don't know. Y'all want me to try to guess what's what here? Super oaky. This first one. Oh my gosh. Just tastes like a oak cask. And like I say, it was drying. Hmm. I don't remember the Alberta being like that. It could be the Alberta. Um, Unfortunately, this bottle is just under half full, and it's been open for at least 4 years. So hopefully nothing's happened to it. I haven't drank much of the JT Malik, so I don't have any recollection of it. I've drank more of the Jimmy Red. I'm leaning towards this guy being the Jimmy Red, and I have never had this Westward single malt before. So I don't know, just to throw some guesses out there. I think this one might be the Alberta Premium. That's my guess. Alberta, JT Malik, Jimmy Red, and Westward single malt. And as far as my order, I like them. This one's last. This one's second to last. I think that one's first. This one's second. So, all right, let's go through. So I guessed this is my least favorite, and I guess this was actually the JT Malik. Now I don't know why I guess this JT Malik. I wouldn't have guessed this was JT Malik actually. Um, this process of elimination is why I guess it, because in my mind I already picked the other ones. That I already picked this one was malty, so it was the Westward. I already picked this one as the Jimmy Red, and this one is the Alberta. So this one, I really didn't guess this was JT Malik. It was the only one thing left. All right, let's see what it is. This is the Westward. All right. So this little guy here, which is my least favorite, which is the 100% malt. I mean, it's a single malt. It's doughy, a weird dough on the nose. And the taste is pretty good. Spice level is pretty good. Everything about it's pretty good, except that weird doughy taste on the nose hits in the palate a little bit, which I'm not liking. So that just rubbed me the wrong way for some reason. So all right. There we go. You can hear Wilford Brimley say that now. The diabetes. I'm curious if anyone's tried any of the Jimmy Red that's just sitting on the shelf. I'm just seeing it, local market. Eric, I only have this group pick, so I have not. Richie Z's saying, "Holy crap!" So this one be my least favorite, the Westward. Now I'm surprised because this one over here, I thought on the nose I got some maltiness the first time around. I must say the second time around when I went to taste, I wasn't getting that maltiness on the nose. So I'm just wondering if maybe I had these guys switched. We'll see. Second place for me, this glass here. This is Jimmy. This is a Jimmy Red. So I got them all out of whack here. So the Jimmy Red is the one that was over oaked for me. Very drying. Nothing wrong with the nose at all. I couldn't put a note to it though. It's a good nose, but nothing stood out as the flavor profile on the nose. It's got some sweetness for sure. It's got a little bit of spice. Not much spice, honestly. Not much heat, no heat. But wham, that oakiness, dryingness kicked in. And I don't remember getting that before with that guy. So interesting. All right. Someone's here saying they've got the 63.7 Alberta Premium. Awesome. Yeah, I think, I don't even know how many they've done at this point, but that's probably not the very first release. Could be, but it's probably the third one or fourth one after this one. This was a second release. So my second favorite, which I thought was malty on the nose, at first. I mean, it's nice. It's got a good amount of spice, good amount of everything. This guy is the Alberta Premium. So there we go. So Alberta Premium. Certainly no maltiness there. It's 100% rye. But that's going to tell us right off the bat that the winner here, my favorite today, is a JT Mellick. So the one I thought was the most like a bourbon on the nose and the taste. Yeah, it's got a great nose. Great taste. It hits at every level. It's got the sweet. It's got the spice. It's got the heat. Not overpowering heat for 124.7 proof. And it lingers. None of these had a very viscous mouthfeel. I'll say that. They were all probably the same medium, thin viscosity, but yeah. So the JT Mellick wins out. Let's see what. Oh, hold on. Let me see what people are saying about this. But I didn't call a single one right. All right. Let me get back to the chat here, see what people are saying. Evidently, Marty showed back up. Hey, Marty. He was here very early, but there he was saying hi. But Tom saying I have 117 proof Jimmy Red coming next week. Never had one before. Saying hi. RTZ sample pack on the way. New 10-year, a butter premium cast strength with 134 proof. Century nose hairs. Yeah, and Peter, what do they have a batch number on that? Is that like batch 5, 6 at this point? I don't know. Heard the 10-year bottle was pretty tasty. You're awesome, Mari. Thanks. 7 butter premium cast strength batches, not including. Oh, so there's a new 10-year. So I guess it's the 7th batch. Yeah. Okay. Thought that would win as well. Love that Melick pick. There's Corey. Yeah. So you said earlier that you thought the Bourbon Judge's Melick pick was really good. So I'm assuming you have this bottle, Corey. I actually got 2 of these. So, and you can see how little I've had of this one. Seeing as how that won this lineup today and how much I thought it tasted like a bourbon on that, I should probably start sampling this out a little bit to some people and throw it in some stuff. Awesome and surprising blind. I think it was surprising. Like I say, I didn't know what to expect. All right, Dave's going with the Cooper's Craft 100. Get some backups there, Dave. Have you bunkered some away? Love the JT Melick high proof and 6-year bottles, but haven't gotten into them yet. Wife picked them up for me. Oh, last week at least. Okay, so I just got them. And Whiskey Nose only tried Melick one time, like 3 years ago. Nice. So, yeah. So to recap, out of this batch, all these the Westward was my least favorite, which was the malt. My second to least favorite was the Jimmy Red, which was the 100% corn. My second favorite was the Alberta Premium, which was the 100% rye. And my favorite was the JT Melick, which was 100% rice. So today, rice, in order of my finish here, rice 1, followed by rye, followed by corn, followed by malt. So this is Rare Breed, Rare Bird 101, the Russell's Renegade pick. I think they've done more than one pick. This is the red corn pick they did. I think they might have done a wheat pick also, but this is the 100% red corn pick that they did, Marty. So there we go. I'm just out of everything, I'm a little shocked that that this Jimmy Red was so oak drying for me today. Definitely don't remember that. I mean, these 3 I've had. Well, I shouldn't say that. The JT Melick I've had probably the least besides the Westward. So, but and it won. But I definitely have sampled all these a couple times. Everything except the Westward, and the Westward, yeah, it still has a weird doughy nose to me. So don't like that nose. Don't like that taste when it comes through on the Westward. All right, or Mr. Mom Orlando, cheers. Scroll up a little bit, see if you see. There we go. Cheers to everybody from Northeast Oklahoma. Peter White, Alberta Premium Cast Strength Batch 1 was the ultimate. Yeah, that's what I remember too. And you're talking about pre-COVID at this point. You're talking about 6 years ago, 7 years ago, maybe. so I got this batch 2, and I was late to the game already. So batch 1 I think was the better. And some more cheers to people, and awesome. So all right, set these aside. Where are we at? We're only 50 minutes into this thing, so I should probably have a plan on what I was going to do next. Anybody have any questions about any reviews I've done? Any bottles I've shown that I have or have sampled that you want me to try again or get into? Open up to the chat here a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and pour some of this Jack Daniel's single malt Oloroso finish, sherry finished one while we're between things. But this is 100% malt, American single malt, Oloroso sherry finished, which is only 90 proof. So this is going to be a little bit of a drop down in proof from what I was drinking. I was drinking in the 120s, 130 range. So Urban Grace, cheers. Tom, good to see you. Just saw your comment on my new riff American single malt review that I released yesterday. And you were saying that you had tried all 3 of their releases so far, the 2023, 2024, 2025 release, and you liked them in that order: 2023 best, 2024, 2025. So, which is great. The review I did was on the 2025, which is the latest release. And it's definitely got some smokiness, some peat influence on it. So I think the other ones might have some also, but maybe the 2025 had more. I don't know. But when I start thinking about American single malts, which I haven't got into, honestly, I mean this is my first foray into it. I don't want peat in an American single malt. I want it to be more like a space ad. I want it to be malty. If you want to finish it in sherry or bourbon or whatever, that's great to get some spiciness or some fruitiness in there. But I don't want malting. I don't want peat in an American single malt. Now, that's my opinion. Now, other people might disagree with that. Yeah, so all super different. Well, yeah, they seem to be, just from reading on their website and looking at them, it's like an experimental thing for sure. They've got 5 different malts they're using to do distilling with, and they've got 6 different, or is it 6? I don't know. Either 6 different malts in 5 barrel types, or vice versa, 5 malts in 6 barrel types. But you think about that. You think about like Four Roses with their 5 mash bills, or 5 yeasts and 2 mash bills, and they can do 10 different combinations. We'll take 5 and 6. I mean, how many different combinations? 30. Is that 30 combinations? It's like, and so it definitely seems to be an experimental thing. So, Old Louisville 8-year bourbon and wheated bottles just showed up here in Michigan this week. Went fast and like bourbon and wheated. So were the bourbons the ones with the letters on them, the Kentucky, the KENT UCKY on them, or were they just a different one? Because I know the wheated ones didn't have the letters on them, but I know I had done a review on the 8-year Kentucky lettered bottles a while back. So, Bottle Killing Redemption 10-year high rye bourbon. Thankfully, a backup. Peter White. Yeah, I bottle killed Redemption 10-year high rye bourbon probably 6 years ago, probably pre-COVID, and I did not buy a backup or anything. So, but it was good. I definitely enjoyed it at the time. So it was good stuff. I haven't had any redemption since then. So, compare the Jack Daniel's single malt to a Stranahan's or Bullet. I've not had any Stranahan's American single malt, Orlando. The Bullet, I definitely have had the Bullet American single malt. And the Bullet's a lower proof also. Like I say, this Jack Daniel's is 90 proof. I think the Bullet's down in that 90 something range. This also sherry finish on the Jack definitely adds more fruitiness than the Bullet. The Bullet I definitely thought was more like a Speyside with the heather and honey type notes to it and stuff. So not so fruity. But I tend to like the fruitiness coming from the sherries. I've not had the Stranahan's, like I said. So there's Marty saying stay jerky. Absolutely, everybody stay jerky. Goddamn right. Stopping in for a minute. Hit the like button and say, hey, thanks, John, Top Dog, everybody. Absolutely, hit the like button. And definitely helps. And I'm not, I don't even have the YouTube stream open and all that. So I've just got my Streamlabs or streaming studio here, whatever the hell it's called, open. So I don't even know how many people are on the stream or have hit the like or anything, all that. I should probably watch that at some point. But I know some people are always excited about, oh, I've got the most people watching than I've ever had before and all that. I don't know what my max has ever been, honestly. But yeah, thanks, Top Dog. Appreciate it. Everybody hit that like. Some more people cheersing, saying hi. Whoa. Okay, it's scrolled down quite a bit here. Richie Z, absolutely. I love the Jack Daniel's Triple Mash. I think it's fabulous. I did do a review on it. I mean, I don't know how many years ago it's been, but they released those 3 bottle and bond, the rye, the whiskey, and the triple mash, and I love that triple mash. I bought 2 backup bottles, but right then and there back then. I think I did finish the first bottle that I had opened that I tasted and sampled, and the other 2 I haven't cracked yet. But honestly, I think they're probably as good as this this Jack Daniel's single malt, which this guy's hard to find. Right? He wasn't even available in the States. It was like international only or on the Army bases and stuff. So I think that Jack Daniel's Triple Mash to me is fabulous. Love it. There we go. Thanks, Tom. Everybody skipping some people I know, but everybody giving some love and some cheers, everybody. It's been on your list. Oh yeah, hold on. That was the Bourbon Jerks. Really like. Yep, I do too. I really like the triple mash, and that's available. I mean, so, and it's cheap. So I know they had 2 different size bottles. They had a 700 milliliter and a 1 liter. Were they 750? I've got one. in reach here, I got a rye. Are these seven? Yeah, these are 700 milliliters. So the triple mash comes in a 700 milliliter, and sorry, and a 1 liter bottle, and the 700 milliliter is low 30s around here, and the liter, I don't even know if I saw the liters, but they're probably up closer to $40. So good budget bottle. Top dogs, stream ruin. He's your what do you call it? The he runs your stream, Marty. What are you saying? Yep, Mr. Mom's a fan. So there's three guesses for the Jack Daniel's Triple Mash. Tom from Bourbon Jerks, Orlando, Mr. Mom, and myself. Just poured some Evernorth. All right, nice. Brian Callahan, cheers. I missed a Brian Callahan up here somewhere. Okay, maybe not. Night Stalker 4, great bottle. That's the Evernorth, I take it. So haven't had that. Brewbaker Maker's here somewhere. Really? Ernie, sorry if oh, there we go. Howdy, y'all. Good to see you, Ernie, man. Thanks for coming in. I'll give you everybody a recap here in a minute if they're still around. What happened with my single. Yeah, I can't. I don't find that surprising, Peter, that you can't find the Jack Daniel's Triple Mash. So, we're at a Triple Mash or the Jack Daniel's Single Malt. Yeah, the single malt is definitely not easy to get, and it's probably not even available anymore. But the triple mash, they released the, it was their bottle and bond line. So you can see this is a bonded rye, and they had a bonded Tennessee whiskey, or bottle and bond Tennessee whiskey, and the triple mash is actually bottle and bond also, which is crazy because it actually has 100% malt, single malt in it, and the rye, and the Tennessee whiskey in it. But it's still a bottle and bond because it all comes from the same distiller, the same distilling season. So they distilled it all. They can blend it together, and it can still be a single or a bottle and bond. I mean, which is crazy. I don't know of any other bottle and bond I've ever seen that's been any kind of a blend or a mixed batch. So curious on the Jack Daniel's single malt. I'll send you a sample, Tom. So they might have some more coming out in the near future or in the future, but I can definitely send you a sample of this. So, yep, single distilling season, blend of all three. That's what the triple malt is, and it wasn't equal proportions either. I think it was mostly rye, if I'm not mistaken, like 60% rye and 20% whiskey and 20% single malt. So it wasn't even definitely was not an equal distribution. So, all right. So Peter's saying he's got I think the 1 liter versions, I know we're up north, like in Michigan, where Tom's at, it seemed like the 700s were down here where I'm at, and the 1 liters were up farther north. So I don't know how true that is. So, all right. So quick recap on what I did earlier. I'm sipping this Jack Daniel's single malt right now, which is delicious, 90 proof, Oloroso finish, Oloroso sherry finish, very fruity. Very, Speyside Scotch like to me. This is a nice, easy sipper. Compared to this blind I did a while ago, these were all cask strength single grain whiskeys. We had 100% rye whiskey, Alberta Premium. We had 100% rice whiskey, JT Millick. We had 100% corn whiskey, Jimmy Red, red corn. And I had a Westward single malt, which is 100% malt whiskey, cask strength. So these were all 122 to 132 proof. Went through, sampled them blind. And my least favorite was the Westward single malt. My second least favorite was the Jimmy Red, which I found surprising. My second favorite was the Alberta Premium, and the JT Millick rice whiskey went out. So as my favorite, delicious taste, great on the nose, loved it. So, all right, let me get these back out of my way so I can reach the mouse here. Ernie's saying Triple Max didn't last long once I brought it home. Yeah, but it's still available on the. You can go to the store and still buy it. As far as I know, I think I've seen it there recently. It's not in the bourbon section, so I'm usually in the bourbon section. But when you go over to the American whiskeys, you got the rye, you got the bourbon section, you got the rye section. You got to go to like the American whiskeys, and it's usually there as far as I know. I've seen it, so I don't go to that section very often though. In fact, I keep looking over here. I know I've got a bottle sitting on my shelf over here, but it's unopened, so I don't need to open it right now. All right. What else? What else can we sample here tonight? So. This is very nice though, and this is a 1 liter bottle. I think it only came in 1 liter. So the single malt, it's a sherry finish. So unlike those bonded ones, bottle and bond ones, came in the 700 or the 1 liter. I think this one only came in the 1 liter. Yeah, love the nose on that. It's great taste. All right. Neo's saying he's got a Westward cask strength American single malt. It's pretty tasty, and that's what this one was. Westward single malt cask strength. So and for whatever reason, it had a weird doughy note to me. Not a bready note, but a weird dough note. On the nose primarily, but it came through on the taste a little bit, and it just didn't hold up these other guys for me tonight. So, all right. So Tom's saying that was his first American single malt. Yeah. So this was probably the first American single I actually had in my hands, but I didn't crack it till tonight. And Richie Z sent me this guy, this Westward. But this is definitely the first American single malt I ever owned or bought a bottle of. And the New Riff that I reviewed is the second one I've ever purchased. And there's definitely a lot more out there, right? So it's definitely a growing for the American single malts. And maybe my bottle here just got turned or tainted or something and all that, but who knows? If y'all don't get that same dough note, that weird dough note that I get on this, maybe just something happened there. So, because I had this for, I guarantee you 2 or 3 years at the minimum. So, and it's been sitting there in the bottle. So. Hey, Dan, good to see you. Cheers, DMC and everybody. Don't mind the Stranahan Sherry Cask. Nice sherry bomb. I have not purchased any Stranahans, so I don't have any Stranahans. I did have a bottle of Tin Cup that I had bought a while back, and which I think may be affiliated with Stranahan's at some level. Stranahan's at some level. I know the new strand. I know the dude Tin Cup. Older age ones like the 14-year and whatever are considered pretty good stuff. But the original Tin Cup I bought was practically drain pour for me. I mean, it was not good. Did not like it. Came very close to pouring it down the drain. And I don't pour stuff down the drain hardly at all. I actually suffered through that guy and finished it off, and I'm like, it's horrible. But Stranahan's, I've never bought any, so I should probably. I know there's been a lot of hype about some of the Stranahan single barrels and stuff and all that, so I should probably look into some of those. It's possible it turned over the past 2 years. Yeah, it is absolutely possible, Richie. So, or just something happened. Yeah. Think about that bottle. Yeah, what do you think about it? I guess you liked it. Thought the American single malt was going to blow up, but it seems like it may be a bit longer. Yep, I totally agree, Tom. I thought it was going to grow faster than it has, and it's slow. And same thing there. All right. I feel like I'm getting some dead air here. I didn't have anything planned to do after my live stream, so I mean after. So I'm probably cut this. What's everybody's thought on my whiskey of the year last year, which was the Old Forester, which I put out my top 2025 whiskeys review, my video after last month's live stream. So I did the January live stream, and I put that out after that. So this is my first live stream since then. So my whiskey of the year for last year. Let me grab a new glass here. Was Old Forester 1924. I have half a sample left here that I'm pouring. This is the Old Forester 1924. The thoughts on that? Anybody have that last year? I know the new 1924 is out for this year, the 2026 version, which I have not bought. It's actually in the stores right now. But I think I bought 3 bottles of the 2025 version. I love it. Very grapey on the nose for me. It's right in my wheelhouse. I love it. 10-year-old Old Forester, grapey on the nose. I think it's only 100 proof. Is that correct? Yeah, definitely. There's a bottle of it, 100 proof right there on the neck. So it's only 100 proof, but it's 10-year-old Old Forester, very, very grape forward to me, which I really hadn't gotten on anything except for some Buffalo Trace stuff before. And I think I just can sip it and drink it all day long. So loved it. All right, Mr. Mom. Got 10 cup 14er, light but tasty. Get the Stranahan's cast strength. Okay, that's probably something I should look for sure. A lot of chocolate on it. Oh, okay. So this one that I was getting this doughy note on, that Richie sent me, he got a lot of chocolate on it. Balcones single malt was not a favorite for me. Very funky. I hear that a lot. I've not bought any Balcones. Put that milk against 2 or 3 wheaters in a blind. Yeah, definitely do that. That's why I said that earlier, Marty, that if you sneak that milk into a bourbon blind, it hides and holds its own, and it is sneaky. Never got the Old Forester 1924. All right. Let me send you some samples there, Richie. So millet kind of kills. 14-year tin cup also not bad for lower proof. Yeah, and the price on the 14-year tin cup I think is reasonable. I almost bought one, but I did not. But the price is not what stopped me. I was buying. I had other stuff to buy, but I think the price is actually nice. So love Old Forester, but could never get the 1924. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the availability is. There we go. So Neo's saying, yeah. So I had sampled the batch one, the 2024 release when it first came out a couple of times, and I thought, yeah, it's pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. But I never pulled the trigger on, never bought it. I thought, yeah, it was great. Then the 2025 one came out last year, and I'm like, this is great, you know. So like I say, I bought 3 bottles of it last year, and love it. So the 2026 one's out now, and I haven't tried it yet. So Corey's saying never found it locally. Dave V said the newest. Yeah. Okay. So Dave Logo saying the new one's good, and like I say, I have not tried it yet. Uncle Larry, welcome. Cheers. I'm scrolling. Oh, yeah, okay. I don't have very much farther to scroll. All right. Yep. Definitely, man. I'll send you some. I was going to send you something anyway, so I'll throw that in there and try to get that out this next week. Boyer got me a 20 last year. It's low key, really good. Bucket list for you, okay? 2 bottles, 24, and passed last year, and Toby said it's better. Oh, you have 2? Oh, you got 2 of the 2024. Yeah, see, I passed on the 2024 and went all in on the 2025. So, no thanks. No thanks, Marty. I can send you some samples though. So, yeah. So this stuff's pretty good. I mean, this. I stand by it. I mean, as what I bought last year, I know it seemed a little pricey. It's only 10 years old, only 100 proof, and the price on it. I think the ones in the store right now, they got a Total Wine right here. It's $114. I think it's the same price it was last year, plus tax. So you're going to be $120, or a little more than that, maybe $120 after tax. But I was definitely happy with the purchase. So yeah, that is the problem, Peter. I can't help you there. So. You need a pipeline or something, right? So you can just pipe it in. But yeah, that was my bourbon of the year last year. Next month, like I said, I'll be going back March. My live stream, I'll go back to my sipping samples that people sent me. Also, around that time of my live stream next month, I'll do my quarterly giveaway for my Patreons, and the quarterly giveaway for the first quarter will be a sample pack of my bourbons of the year. So what I had. Hopefully everybody's watched my video. My favorite bourbons of the year, or favorite whiskeys of the year. They're not all bourbons. My favorite whiskey of the year last year, but it'll include everything on my list that I rated as my top 5 favorite whiskeys of the year. Favorite world whiskey was a Macallan's 110 proof, cast strength. I think it's cast strength, but 110 proof Macallan's. Delicious, delicious stuff. My favorite non-bourbon American whiskey was the sitting right here somewhere. It's Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend. So I think that's a cigar blend. Yeah. Joseph Magnus Cigar Blend will be in that sample pack. And then my top 3 bourbons were the obviously the 1924, Old Forester 1924 was my first. And my next 2 were, I'm going to draw a blank on this at this point. So anybody can fill me in. They get some bonus points. Got a bail, DMC. Okay, great, Tom. Yep. If I missed you already, sorry, but yeah, thank you. Bottle cracking Blackwoods, 105. Yeah, but pipeline, 13th colony cast strength, an Old Overholt 12-year. Yeah, Old Overholt 12-year. I got that sitting right down here. The Old Overholt 12-year. I haven't cracked this guy yet, but I plan on cracking it and doing a review on it. Great stuff. I've done multiple Old Overholt reviews already in the past, and it's good stuff. Yeah, what were the other 2 bourbons on my list last year? The oh yeah, Michter's cast strength. Yeah, actually Michter's barrel strength. American, not American, but bourbon. So this stuff is hard to get, but this was, could have easily been my number 1. I mean, I think it's, and I said it in my reviews and stuff and all that. This guy is pretty much equal to the 1924 in my mind. Nose, taste, everything about it. Price even the retail price on the Michter's is like at $120, so the same as the 1924, but the availability of this is crazy hard. I mean, it's Kentucky only, very, very, very limited availability. The 1924 was actually available, right? So that's why 1924 took my first place. Michter's could have easily been in the first place. This is the first time I've ever found this. And great stuff. So then my third favorite bourbon last year, holy mackerel. I don't remember what it was. 12 cast strength channel who will do head-to-head against the Macallan 12. All right. Edward 12 cast strength. Okay. Have not seen that one. Yeah, the Old Overholt 12-year. I will agree. They released a 10-year of this 2 years ago. Then they released an 11-year of it last year, and the 12-year this year, or 2025. And the 10-year, I wanted to get. I mean, and I tried, and I couldn't find it. I mean, the whole bourbon boom bubble, right? It's like could not. I wanted it, couldn't find it, gone. The 11-year last year, I saw it on the shelves, and I passed on it. Because it was cast strength, but it was only like 106 proof or something like that. I'm like, 106 proof, So this year, I say this year is 2025. The 12-year, this guy is like 116 proof, and I can't see what it is, but I think it's like 116 proof. And I went ahead and pulled the trigger on it. So, but yeah, I wanted the 10-year, couldn't find it. I passed on the 11-year, and I bid on the 12-year. They're going. I could see them settling in on something like that. 11-year for 2026. I mean, yeah, I could see them settling on something. All right. Let me give a sip of my Michter's here. Mark Amenecker popped in. Hey, Mark, how you doing? Where were you up there? I missed you. Thanks for coming on, though, man. Appreciate it. There you are, right there. Cheers. But I guess, like I say, I feel like I'm winding down here, getting some dead air almost. So, gonna go ahead and sign off. It's been close to an hour and a half at this point. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate everybody. Everybody watching, everybody joining the chats, leaving comments.